DuckTales Season 1, Episode 23. The Last Crash of the Sunchaser. Okay, why the feels?
Yes. So, although, I mean, I understand why the kids feel that way, but damn, they ripped him.
Yeah, and it's especially sad when you see,
That end thing
yeah,
where,
the whole
like,
ending, where it's just like, all just showing him doing exactly what they said. Well, you didn't do this, you didn't do this. Yes, he did. And then some. And it's like, yeah, they're not, yeah. Your kids, you don't understand, but he actually did do that. He did all of that.
yeah.
He tried everything, but it just didn't work out. And so, oh, one thing before I forget, on a lighter note, the when they're talking about the expo that they were going to, like they it was like automated race cars, lasers, and airplanes. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like, all right, you said it. You said the thing.
Yeah.
Like, I see what you did there. Uh, but yeah, and the other brilliant things, that's sort of getting away, still staying away from the Spearsling and all that story. The TV when the VCR broke. It's just the credits of Darkwing Duck. Oh man,
Yes.
that was
On
amazing.
loop.
On loop, it broke, so it's on a loop. It's like, oh come on. I mean, good taste, Darkwing Duck, but it's still a
Well,
little,
I mean, Darkwing Duck was his hero. Was LP's hero.
yeah. So him
Yeah.
having a tape of Darkwing is not
He has the
weird.
entire series, brah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, having it on the Sunchaser, I assume
Until,
that's what they're calling the plane, but
yeah,
yeah,
it's called the Sunchaser.
yeah. So I mean, him having it on the plane, another thing. But well, I mean, I suppose if he was on any long flights and they had that big TV, I guess that explains what they're doing when they're not talking during a long flight. It's like they drop that big TV down, pop in Darkwing Duck, and watch it.
Hey, they have good taste, okay?
Right?
Uh,
Uh, I need to binge watch that again.
I wonder if there was ever. There's got to have been at some point. I would imagine there was. If there was a crossover between Darkwing and
There was.
DuckTales. Yeah,
They
so
had. There was in Darkwing Duck. There was an episode where Gizmo Duck joined them to, along with some other characters, to make basically a farce of the Justice League.
oh, okay.
Oh,
Well, if Huey, Dewey, and Louie had ever appeared in it, it's like, why
They
are we in
didn't.
it? Well, who are those
They,
guys? They look like idiots.
they didn't. They
Yeah,
didn't have the.
yeah. It's
And
just where they can
I
get away
don't
with it.
want to spoil anything, but we get more Darkwing Duck reference in future.
Hmm. Well, at any rate, yeah. If they had ever made a true crossover with Scrooge and the boys, and from Ducktales crossing over with Ducktales, like a full-on crossover, it's like then they couldn't they couldn't watch Ducktales because it wouldn't be a separate separate sort of fictional universe. It's like,
it would it would be kind of
Although
funny.
technically, Budbriar. No, but actually, this, if you look at DuckTales here, it doesn't really follow the original DuckTales. So the stories within the Darkwing Duck, TV series don't have to match up with what happened in the original series.
yeah, because they're
And
separate. Yeah,
In fact, the one clip
that's
we
the,
see of it in the first episode with the buddy system,
mm,
that was not in any episode of Darkwing Duck.
Yeah.
okay, yeah, a
It
different.
it would be kind of funny if they like ran into the actor in one episode.
Spoilers.
Oh.
No, I mean, if you're gonna have it, if you're gonna bring him up so much and foreshadow it so much, you're eventually going to bring him in.
It is beautiful. Let me just say that.
Can't
Yeah.
wait. What season?
Second season.
Okay.
Actually, it is the last episode of the second season.
Oh damn! I
I
have to
mean,
wait
they
a while.
have.
It's episode, I think, like 12 or no, 15 maybe.
Well, at any rate, it'd be interesting to see if they go further with, having, more and more crossovers. Because, and like the crossovers that they do have, like, since DuckTales reboot is so successful, if they'll ever bring back like stuff like Tailspin and
I hope so, especially since they've mentioned freaking they had in the very first episode they mentioned it. Cape Suzette.
yeah,
That's where the
and
boys were
wasn't
trying
the
to
the
steal the
Sky Pirate? Wasn't that the
Yeah, that
that was
Don
the Sky Pirate
Carnage
from
was
Tailspin?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Don Carnage was from
Don
Tailspin too.
Carnage. Yeah, I couldn't remember his name for a second.
And they mentioned Spoonerville in an episode, so they could have Goof Troop crossover.
Yeah, which makes me wonder if they could ever do a, just reboot the whole, if DuckTales is
The
successful.
whole universe.
Yeah, bring back the whole thing. I mean, Goof Troop, you'd have to really retool it to make it work. Because like we've said on previous occasions, it was oozing 90s. So you'd have to retool it quite a bit.
It just was the epitome of the 90s.
Yeah, it was, but yeah, Goof Troop oozed 90s, but Darkwing Duck wouldn't take much. Tailspin wouldn't take much.
Tailspin was the confusing one. It's like, wait, are you all the characters from the Jungle Book?
No. It was just Baloo It was just Baloo. And Louie.
Yeah,
Louie was it's like an AU, okay?
Yeah, that happens to share a universe with DuckTales. It's like, yes.
Yeah, it's basically like the whole alternate dimension concept from basically any sci-fi thing, where hey, in another universe, we're all animals in the jungle and shit. But hey, in this universe, Louis is a bartender, owns a bar, and I'm a pilot, man.
Yeah, and in another universe, I have an eye patch and I'm evil.
Yeah. Wait, he's not a brigadier. He has a goatee, dude. In another universe, he has a goatee. And is evil.
How would you tell? You're talking about an orangutan. He already has sort of a beard.
Now Baloo has the goatee.
Oh, Baloo has the goatee. He's already got a lot of fur. How do you tell?
It's a longer fur. I mean,
does he dye it a slightly different color so that you can tell it's there? It's like, I have a goatee because I dyed part of my fur a different color. But yeah, bringing back the whole universe that would be fascinating to see what
would be pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, basically getting to start with a clean slate because you're rebooting, so all the stories are up for grabs. I mean, some of them are going to end up seeming like the old ones, but you're going to revamp it a little bit. You might throw in a character or two new, but basically keeping the same idea.
And then Easter egg the shit out of that.
Oh yeah, you
which they are already doing so much Easter egging in the in this one. Every episode you see is like, ooh, I recognize that.
That is a thing I recognize. I got that reference. What? I got that reference. Pull a cap here. But yeah, yeah, and wow, but yeah, getting back to the more serious side, like they're piecing together what the Spear of Selene was from shreddings from around the time that they were hatched, and it's like, okay, yeah, but I do sort of see like where Donald was on this whole thing is like, you're a mother of three, you don't need to be doing this.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, Donald, you're absolutely right. In this instance, you are absolutely correct. She should not be going onto that flight. Those ducklings are going to need her, you know. And yes, if something may not happen, but something might, and if it does, you know, it's one thing when it's just you, but you got three kids, you know, and who knows, you know, given Disney logic, the dad's probably dead by now. Uh,
So
Nah, the dad is Howard the Duck. He's trapped. He is now trapped in an alternate dimension.
I could see that.
I mean, technically, Disney owns Howard the Duck.
but yeah, I mean, it's just one of those,
He's not.
you know, given that he's the three are with Donald, it's like, yet it takes two to tango there, and who was the other? Who was her tango partner, and why hasn't he shown up? And if
Maybe it was just a one night stand. I mean, she's an adventurous gal.
maybe, but yeah,
They, she doesn't actually know the father, or he doesn't know he is a father.
yeah, but yeah, it's just like we don't, you know, much less these kids don't have. We don't know who the father is. You're
Although
leaving.
according to the Wikipedia, their father is Daisy's twin brother.
Oh.
Okay. So Donald's girlfriend's brother is. So they basically married. They became both.
Yeah.
So
So
Donald
his
and Della became like in-laws as well as siblings or
yeah,
siblings.
they're twins.
Yeah. Okay. So Donald and Della are twins. So twins married twins. So not only are they siblings, but they're also siblings in law.
Yep. At least according to that, at least that's what my search of who their parents are,
Yeah.
who their dad is, says.
But yeah. So I mean, so Donald is having to take the whole thing on, because Scrooge has launched himself into trying to find Della. Della's somewhere. The father is who knows, and so the only one that that can focus right now is Donald. So he's the one taking care of the kids, and so it makes a lot of sense why he was so reluctant to see him afterwards. It's like, yeah, because of what you did,
And
with,
he blamed him.
yeah,
He blamed Scrooge for Della because Della, he gave Della the
yeah,
thing
you
that,
gave a mother of three a rocket. You knew what she would do.
yeah. That's like setting a bottle of vodka in front of an alcoholic.
True. Or setting chocolate milk in front of me.
That only would be a problem if you're lactose intolerant.
And then that becomes more of a problem for the people around you.
I checked it out.
I'm sorry. Every time that I think of a line from What's Up With You? Wind. Okay, have you tried mint tea? Really unusual wind. Unusual how? Look at these meteorological reports. Oh, that kind of wind. What did you think Hey. Well, you do eat a lot of kale. So, yeah, that was a feelsy episode.
Yeah. And we
Especially
finally
that.
sort of... It finally, like, I'd accidentally gotten spoiled on what it was before this, but, like, we
Sorry.
finally officially can, as a group, can talk about, yes, it was a rocket ship.
Yeah, and the poor the I understand why the kids are so pissed, but that really
Well, I mean, they're not thinking straight. One, because they're kids, and two, because it's their mother.
that's their mom.
Yeah, so they're kids, so they're already a little, they're easy to agitate. Um, they're very easy to agitate, and on top of that, you drop a feels bomb like this on them. Something this big on them, and they don't know quite what to do about it. And it's just like they've got all these feelings, and they're trying to deal with them, and they're just not dealing with them very well.
Yeah.
And so I get that they lashed out and they had a moment of fuck you, but at the same time, I feel so bad for Scrooge. Because that was just total ouch.
Yeah.
Anyway,
More.
anything else?
Let me check my notes, see if I had anything.
Episodes in this season.
Huh?
How many more episodes in this season?
Only one. Oh yeah, the Maltese MacGuffin. A MacGuffin is an object that has no purpose except as a plot point.
Yeah.
I actually had just watched a video about it, yesterday.
Yeah, I completely glazed over that because I've heard it so many times. I was like, okay, it's a MacGuffin. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like we're hand waving this whole thing here.
Yeah. And it's also a reference to one of the most famous MacGuffins, the Maltese Falcon.
Mm-hmm.
Also, why fill the car just to drive it into the plane? That's right there.
Well, you got to take the car anyway, so if
Yeah,
you're going
but
to,
why?
So the
Why
car is
did
going to take up
everybody have to get into the car when they could have walked the 20 feet?
It's kind of right. But the thing with loading the car is it's going to take up an X amount of space anyway. So if you just stuff it full, you load it, you just loaded everything at one point, and you save yourself some space of it being scattered around. And when you get out of the plane, wherever you're going, if you've loaded it up like you're leaving from it, you don't have to unload the plane into the car. You just get in the car and drive.
Yeah, but
But the only thing, yeah, but you're right on
why
the.
did they rush everybody into the car when they could have just walked into the plane?
Yeah, well, had Launchpad run it into the plane, which is it's almost literal at this point. But yeah, put it into the plane, and then follow behind. Yeah, there's no reason for that other than the cheap joke of, you know, there's cheap fake out of they're driving somewhere, and then they're getting into the plane.
Yeah.
Cartoon logic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
First,
inconspicuous whistling, just a casual whistle.
thinking about it, Louis would probably ride it anyways.
True.
So
Louis would be like,
I'll
hey, I
just get
don't
in the
have
back
to.
and I'll ride in. I'm not gonna walk the
Yeah,
rest of
but
it.
I mean, Dewey and Webby wouldn't.
Yeah, Dewey and Webby wouldn't.
And Huey would try to calculate the amount of petrol they'd save by not, by him walking
Yeah.
30 feet. It's like, it's better for the environment if you walk. Everybody's driving it already. Yes, but my weight added to the weight of the car and the weight, by removing my weight, that removes that much energy requirements.
Yeah. Anyway,
It could be worse. The plane could be on fire. We could be on fire. This could be a volcano. Everything could be on fire. What have you got there? Not secrets. Literally the worst answer you could have given. And it really reminded me of whenever the big manager comes by at like wherever you work, and when it's just the regular supervisor or whoever's in charge, normally it's kind of casual, whatever, but then the big boss comes and everybody's all like uptight and shit. That's kind of what it reminded me of when Beakley joined their adventure group, and it's like that whole inspector type thing, and it's like, why are you embarrassing me, boys? It's like, I'm still your boss. Please don't hit me.
Well, anything else?
Nope, that was all I had.
All right. Well,